Well, certainly we are still here. It's been a long day as expected. Of course, the conference started a bit late as well, considering that President Jacob Zuma's speech was close to midday. However, though, that speech has been delivered, and as you saw in that insert earlier on, quite a number of issues that the president has raised. But quite interesting is what's currently taking place at the moment is that you have the delegates who are stuck in the plenary discussing the diagnostic report, which was a report that was penned by the Secretary General of the party, and 4 issues that really stand out of the report, which we've managed to get, which we will consider to be a leaked report. 4 issues that stand out is the influence of the Guptas or the perceived influence of the Guptas on the ANC as well as ANC leaders, as well as the issue around judicial overreach. The president also touched on that earlier on, but also the issue around factionalism within the ANC. And I just quickly want to read a passage from that diagnostic report. It says that the intensify of infighting and factionalism disempower the ANC to do an objective analysis of the protests that border on being revolt against government and against the ANC. Some sections of the ANC that are impatient and wanting to see the back of the president immediately feel justified in joining the Zuma must fall marches or vote with the opposition parties in the motion of no confidence in the president of the country. Now, this is quite important, and I guess this will be a bone of contention currently in this plenary session. The issue around MPs of the ANC who would want to vote with the opposition in a motion of confidence. Now we know that Baleka Mbete, the Speaker of Parliament, has set the 3rd of August as the date that the motion of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma will be debated, but we'll have to wait and see how exactly these delegates will respond to the call from some, like Derek Hanekom, a fellow NEC member of the ANC, who has called before on the president to resign, or also, though, inside the NEC of the ANC has tried to push a motion of no confidence against the president. But of course, that was unsuccessful. Those are some of the discussions that are probably taking place at this moment in time, considering the space that the ANC finds itself at the moment. Also listening into what President Jacob Zuma spoke about earlier on, towards the end of that insert, speaking about the stalwarts and really hitting out at the stalwarts, and that portion of the speech was actually off the cuff. He spoke about how the stalwarts have behaved in what he calls, quote unquote, a very funny way in calling for a consultative conference. He says that the ANC has compromised and set aside the 2 days. However, the stalwarts, as we know at this moment, have decided not to be part of that consultative conference and not to be part of the entire policy conference, which has now been set aside. One then wonders that if you have the absence of the stalwarts here, what will happen to the debate around the Integrity Committee. President Jacob Zuma earlier on also mentioning that what the commissions should be doing is assess the efficacy, the efficiency rather, of the Integrity Committee as set up by the ANC, and whether that has been effective. We know about the debate around the powers of the Integrity Committee, and how some say it lacks teeth, how some say that there was a report where they called on the president to resign. However, though, that report was later rescinded. It's back to you in studio.
Aldrin, thank you very much indeed. That's Aldrin Sampear, our man on the ground there, who's been working hard all day alongside Griselda Lewis and keeping us up to date with a very interesting and fiery first day. Talking about fires, find out where 2 Premier's offices, why they were on fire after this.